Hey YouTubers and YouTubies, it's Michelle. I think I'm coming down with a cold. All this morning walking I'm doing is affecting my sinuses and my nasal area. I'm still tired. You can't really see it here, but these parts of my eyes right here, this part is super baggy. On both sides, I'm still tired. I'm not as tired today as I was for the past, I guess, 4 days. And I think it's because that I'm at the very end of my cycle, and so I've got my energy back. So all that lethargia that I was feeling every day was probably attributed to my body going through its phase of womanhood. Joy, thrill, I love it. It's not. I don't love it, not 1 minute of it. So I'm glad that's getting over finally. So anyway, I did my 20 rounds today again. That makes, I have to write it down or I don't know. Let me tell you, I take notes on everything. Today was Thursday the 8th, and that would be, 6 days? I don't know. I have to go look at my thing and find out. I think it's 6 days that I've hit, yeah, it'd be 6 days. So I got 4 more to do 20 times around. I'm so thankful that tomorrow's Friday. It's the end of my 4th week. I've not noticed that the weight loss is any more significant. That's me again. I'm just different and unique. I don't know what to tell you because everybody else will exercise and lose 30 pounds. I exercise, lose a pound a week. The same thing happens if I don't exercise. So what's the benefit of exercising? I guess to keep my heart elevated. I don't know. Plus I get rewards. So I do it so that I can get a reward. Gives me a reason to get a reward. Although, even if I lost 20 or 25 pounds anyway, I'd reward myself anywho. So, I wanted to show you something. Something I got at Walmart. Let me get it out. I hadn't even tried them on yet. This is one of my goals for myself. And these are probably too big, but that's okay. I got them at Walmart in the clearance section. You see, one of my goals was to wear a pair of jeans with a zipper on it. All of my jeans look like this. All of my pants look like this. Completely elastic. There's no zipper. So one of my goals that I had set for myself, and I can't wear these yet until I hit my goal, which I'll probably be smaller than these pairs of pants, so I'll have to buy a belt, is a pair of zip-up pants. This isn't a fake zipper. This is a real zipper. Okay? It has been years since I've worn zip-up jeans. I couldn't believe that these were in a size 4X. These are going to be way too big. But guess how much they were? This was like a thrift store find. The price tag that was above the clearance section. I love these. Can't find the price? Come check it here, thingers. I love those things if they're working at Walmart. The price above the thing said $20. You know, the clearance thing had everything on it. It said $20. So, or something like that. Everything on it was supposed to be $20. Or roughly in that area. So I was like, I don't know. It doesn't have a tag. I can't tell. It doesn't say anything about, just in case you need to know what brand it is. It didn't have any price tag on it, so I was like, I don't know how much it is. And I had another pair of pants that were 14 and another pair of pants that were 16, and I've been needing some pants, so I was like, just go find out how much these are, because these were the only ones that had a zip up. $5 at Walmart. So I got them. And if I can only wear them for a little while, I wear them for a little while, and then I can donate them to somebody who's lost some weight and needs a pair of 24s or whatever size they are and whatever X that would be. But anyway, I got those, and I'm not wearing them yet because I haven't reached a goal that I feel that I deserve to be able to wear them yet, even though I have them. So I didn't, I haven't tried them on yet. What else? I did my 20 rounds. I got the pair of jeans with zip up front. No elastic, not one bit of elastic on them. The weather is still cool here, so exercising in the morning has been a whole lot easier than it was when it was 78, 80 degrees in the morning when it was dark outside. It's been 60 degrees, so it's dramatically different. And even though it's 60, I still sweat. I got to like my 18th round today and had a drop of sweat rolling down my nose. Sorry. Had some water right before I started this video. So it's a lot cooler. I'm still huffing and puffing while I'm doing it. I make it right at 20 when those kids come out that door. I have not managed to lose enough weight to increase that speed yet. So 20 is it for right now. And I'm happy with that. Today I did notice I still have to take pain medicine in the morning to get going because I'm still in pain. But I noticed today that by the time I got to 15 rounds that was really easy. That was pretty simple. After 4 weeks, it was, you know, that last 5 was a little taxing. But overall, I'm thinking that it's really not that bad of a thing to do. So if I can manage to squeeze in the time in the 30, 40, 50 minutes that I'm given, because I don't ever know when these kids will be walking out. They're supposed to go for an hour, 60 minutes. And I know that I walk 20 times in less than an hour. I can do it in 35 minutes. So sometimes class is cut short. Sometimes it's a little longer. Just depends, and there's no guarantee. But if I can, I'm going to try to add 2 to 5 extra rounds once I've really gotten to the 20 and thought, well, you know, I didn't even have to really rest at 10, which I really didn't have to do today. I did rest. I did a little victory. Whew. Yeah, I made it 10 times around and was listening to some music and was still bobbing, so I kept going. Some heart rate didn't go down at all, but when I get to 20 and I'm like, well, that was nothing, I'm going to increase it to 25. But right now, getting to that last 5 is still like climbing up a 90-degree hill for me. Sorry, I'm still tired. Female stuff. My body is still trying to catch up to all that drained energy I've had. And this thing in my head is, of course, draining me as well. Because anytime that you're sick, your body works overtime to heal itself. So, I'm coming down with a little something, but I'm not going to let that deter me. It never has before. I keep on going. There's really not much more I can tell you. I'm still at 255. I weighed myself with clothes on today and with something in my hand, and the scale said 256. So I know that I weighed 255 at least. It's probably 254 if I take my clothes off, but I didn't want to go and do all that business because I just don't have the energy and I just don't feel like dealing with it. I wanted to say that I'm sorry for everybody who's watching Dishing with Divas. I haven't updated lately on that. Tammy and I have not, because I haven't really been over at Tammy's house to do anything because she started working at Walmart. With this economy that we're in, financially budgeting things has become difficult for a lot of people, and my family's not alone in this. It's been a subject of matter at my own home. Tammy felt that it was a necessity to go out and get a job, so she went out and got a job, which really cuts into our time for me to be able to cook, or for her to cook and for me to film. Let me put it that way. So you're not going to get updated videos like I wanted you to, and I'm no cook, and my energy level has just been zapped lately, and I'm not going to cook at my house for you because I don't like to, okay? That's not my thing. I'm just not a fan of cooking. Mail's in. Anyway, other than that, really, there's nothing I can tell you. It's going to be 9/11 in 3 days. There's been a lot of talk about that. While I have the time, and I have just a few minutes, I'll go into the discussion of the story I was going to tell you. today before I get to 9/11, which I may repeat it then. So forgive me if I do. 9/11 came and went, and I didn't even know. I didn't know until 5:30 that night that the Twin Towers had even come down. Had no idea, no clue. And I wasn't immune to the world. I wasn't oblivious to the world. I wasn't doing anything I shouldn't have been doing. At the time, I was in South Carolina, living in a shelter with my son. I had been there, see, it would have been September, October, November, December, January, February. Almost 10 months at that point. Or I had just started living there, and it would have been 10 months just shortly thereafter. Within that 10-month frame of my living there is when that happened. I can remember Miss Johnson, who owned the building, coming in, and we would all greet her at the door because she always had groceries, and we were always supposed to help with everything that she brought in. And she'd come in the door, and she says, "So, how's everybody doing?" And we were all like, "Fine, we're doing great." Yeah, normal stuff, you know, trying to figure out how to get back on our feet and get out of this place. Dealing with our own personal issues for the reason why we were all homeless, and moms with kids, or just single women who were homeless or whatever. My situation happened because I was living with a guy and had a miscarriage, and he kicked my son and I out. And I had nowhere to go at that point, so I had to find shelter for my son. And I would have been content to stay in a car for all of my time, but I had a child, so I did the thing that I needed to do for my kid, and I found a place for us because he deserved a roof over his head and a warm place and a safe environment. And that's why we were there. It wasn't anything else other than that. I didn't come out of prison. I wasn't doing drugs. I wasn't an alcoholic or anything like that. I was a single mother trying to make ends meet. I was trying to do the right thing. I was in love, fell in love with a guy, the wrong guy. Got pregnant, lost the baby, and he kicked us out. So I end up at that shelter. 9/11 happens, and Miss Johnson walks in the door, and she says, "How's everybody doing?" And we were all like, "Well, you know, we're fine. Everything's..." She said, "Did you hear the news?" We're like, no. What news? We didn't have a television downstairs. This apartment building, or this facility that we were in, used to be a hotel. It had 4 stories, and on the top floor, or it had 3 stories, and on the top 3rd floor was the big television, the flat screen. A big floor model flat screen TV was upstairs. And it was upstairs to deter any of the women from sitting in front of it and watching soap operas all day and getting hung up on that without looking for a job and, you know, trying to get on their feet. We had house mothers who were Christian, and they knew the effects of media and television were not always the best advocates for homelessness, and so the television was upstairs. So Ms. Johnson comes in and says, "Have you heard the news?" We were like, no. What news? Twin Towers came down today. And I can remember when she said that I was like, what? The Twin Towers? You mean like in New York Twin Towers? What are you talking about? Columbia, South Carolina doesn't have any Twin Towers, so I obviously reflected on the ones in New York that I'd only ever seen in movies and pictures. And she said, 2 planes crashed into those buildings at different times, and thousands of people died as a result. And I remember thinking, how scared I was, how vulnerable I felt. My country had never had anything like that happen to it before. And to think that I was now that exposed to anybody terrified me. I was afraid to go outside for a little while because I was afraid that if I did, something would happen to me out there, and I had this child with me that I had to protect. And I also thought, how could I protect this child in this world where two planes could just run into some buildings and thousands of people die? I couldn't believe what she said. I just couldn't absorb it. I couldn't swallow it. I couldn't take it in. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a joke. Thought it was a lie. Turns out that the television came down the next day. Immediately, she called some people and had them bring it down. Early in the morning, turned the television on and said it needed to stay on the news channel. It was to never move off. I'm sure it has. Since it went downstairs where women were. And all I can remember seeing on the news was the images over and over and over again. 10 years later, it still affects me the same way. All those families who were touched by that are also affected, and they need prayers. And all those children whose family members were lost, we'll never get them back again. They need prayers. And as a country, we need prayers. Pray for each other. Love one another. And remember that there are people out there who matter. Not to you, to somebody else. Sorry for crying again, but that's kind of emotionally bound to me. It's something that really affected me, and I will probably talk about it again on 9/11. YouTubers and YouTubies, have a great day. Bye.